day, good people of the fine day, in the year of the paradigm. Tuning Dave, Bravo Dave, and I'm the Cars. You know me as the man, the myth, the legend, the United States Aviator, and I am here again to bring you guys some AWE goodness. Including a main event that's caught a lot of people a little bit by surprise after an emotional back and forth between Panette and Merrin ahead of their match at Brawloween. Merrin came to the conclusion that the only reason Panette was in the Equalist movement is that Amon preyed on her weaknesses and her insecurities, and she's not going to let her friend go down like that. And so in the main event, Merrin, first of all, after her promo, after talking to the general managers, went back to their office just last night saying, "I want Amon tomorrow." They tried to talk her down, but she was not backing down in the slightest. She is a woman determined. How is that going to affect the psyche of Panette is what's on everybody's minds. That being said, we also have Splendid versus, pardon me, my voice, Splendid versus Waluigi one-on-one. They'll have their partners by ringside, and, you know, they got a little tag team championship opportunity coming Brawloween weekend, so stay tuned, and we'll see how that plays out. Admittedly, also, just last night, the champions are supposed to challenge Noirphelia Brawloween weekend as well. However, Hot Topic is now saying, hey, we won. Excuse you, but we won that match, technically. Even though they're not tag team champions, Noirphelia said, hey, we didn't know what kind of match we were to be getting at Brawloween. So Noirphelia has said specifically, hey, you beat us tonight, we'll have ourselves a big old triple threat tag team match at Brawloween, which seems to be like we've had a lot of triple threat tag team matches for the women's tag team titles recently, but I digress. I do digress. It could happen again, but they've got to beat Noirphelia to do it. And last but not least, I think the biggest piece of news is right now. There's two links in the description. One is for what everybody's been waiting for, OC Revolution November. It's Rumble season. Submissions are open, so get into the description below. Get ready for OC Revolution. Get ready, Dirk Madison, because it's November. He's calling it Rumbles, championship matches, qualifiers, and all. So get ready. And most notably, there's also a poll because Arrow, still United World Champion, will be defending that United World Championship Brawloween weekend as well. Against who? Well, we, the Authority, have put together a selected list of superstars that have made names for themselves recently, but have been unable to qualify. A lot of people are, see these competitors compete and they're like, man, they were so close, but boy, did they kill it in that match. So, in the description, it'll be a triple threat match. There's a list of competitors in that poll, including, I think, maybe a put in your own, so keep that in mind. Go ahead, United will vote in that poll. The top two selected superstars will go on to be in that triple threat match against Arrow Ogami. And we're gonna talk about Arrow and everything that happened at this past Fracture. If you haven't seen it, you have got to see it. It was a banger after banger Fracture and a bunch of can't miss moments and matches. So, without further ado, we do still have a Masquerade Brawl qualifier to kick off our show, and that is going to start right now as the stars go. Black. You know, sometimes I impress myself. Now, this man was admittedly banned from Rebellion. Gentleman Thomas is still banned, but after seeing what he did to Yosuke kicking his butt, I got a little bit more respect for him. I said, you know what? Maybe permanent bans maybe we shouldn't be doing that. I think maybe Kanji, maybe he's turned over a new leaf, or maybe he still likes to cause a little chaos. I'm not sure, but he could earn his way into the Masquerade Brawl tonight. Kanji still walking down to the ring with a very serious demeanor, but we saw what that did to Yosuke. Will it do the same to the other two competitors tonight? I'm talking Sampo, and I'm talking Pimp Kazuichi. Pimp Kazuichi, who just won a triple threat match in a recent Rebellion against the All-Star champion Mondo and Ryoma. Didn't pin Mondo to do it, but if he wins this match and wins the Masquerade Brawl, he's gonna have to pin Mondo, potentially, depending on the wheel, to win the All-Star Championship, his first world title in the AWE. That being said, Kanji has been a former tag team champion. I think the shortest reigning men's tag team champions of all time. Him and Gentleman Thomas. We don't like to mention that name though. And out next, it's Sampo. Voted in. No, not voted in, I'm sorry. Contracted in for a whole year at the very least, trying to make the most of this year in the AWE, trying to make sure the next year when his contract renewal period is here, he's getting another contract renewal. Will he be able to come up clutch in this match? It's only his second match, I think, in the AWE. Won his first by disqualification. Nugget decided to attack Splendid, which was a stupid decision for a stupid kid, but you know, stupid kids make stupid mistakes. I digress though. Sampo, very focused on himself tonight as he's rolling in on this. Oh my gosh, y'all. Do you know what today is? Do you remember? And that might be perfect for the next person who comes out, I'll tell you what. Anywho, Sampo is AWE ready, and if he wins this match, that is already a big milestone on his career. Making it to the Masquerade Brawl, big milestone on your career. Everyone, no, I won't say that. I was gonna say everyone who's won the Masquerade Brawl has gone on to become champion. Everyone who's won the Masquerade Brawl since the AWE All-Star Championships were introduced has come on to become All-Star Champion. And yeah, you know what? Just for the song, I gotta root for him tonight, baby. Check your calendars. Did you remember? 21st night of September. My mans. Alright, you know what? A little Earth, Wind, and Fire. It is the 21st night of September. Do you remember? You love to see it. Kazuichi, once again, we just mentioned he won a triple threat match recently. He's got to go through another one tonight. This time it's elimination, though. He can't just pin one person to claim the victory. But I digress. Body out. Say you remember. Body out. Dancing in September. Body out. Never was a cloudy day. We love that, mans. Let's go. Pimp Kazuichi, he got the right song today. I only root for this man one day a year, man, and that's today. I want to hear that song again, Kazuichi. You better pimp slap the heck out of these two. I'm biased right now. Oh man, and this match begins. Kick to the gut, and Sampo immediately going after the favorite of the entire industry tonight. Yanking that arm back. And a couple shots to the head. Next week's Rebellion, which will also start the show with unless some crazy things happen, we'll also start the show with a triple threat match to name a Brawloween qualifier competitor. As we're switching this around, last time, all of the triple threat matches we've had so far for this, Brawloween, oh my gosh, super kick by Kanji. I was gonna say all the triple threat matches we have so far for the Brawloween qualifiers have knocked it out of the park, have been bangers after bangers, and right now we're seeing these two bang. Oh my gosh, reverse that DDT into a suplex. 1, 2. Caught Sampo off guard, Hurricane Rana on the Kanji right afterwards, and Sampo looking at Kanji, but he should have been focused on the Ultimate Pimp, the king of the 21st night of September, right to the back of the knee. We can talk about the history of all of these gentlemen in the AWE, except for Sampo, because he doesn't really have much. This is the second match, but in the second match, he could qualify for the Masquerade Brawl, one of the biggest events of the year for Brawloween. Shot right to the side, into a neck breaker. Oh my gosh! Stopped halfway, made sure to connect, not with the ground. Oh, kick to the side. Responding back is Sampo. We're seeing some excellent reversals between these three, and then trading off positions as to who's getting the attacks, and Sampo turns him around. And prettier, chest collides with the kendo stick, but is that going to be enough to put him away or put him away for resiliency? No. We got to point out Sampo is also completely fresh. Single leg drop kick. Dives out of the way, but here we are. Sampo, I was going to say, doesn't have a lot of in-ring experience, but has a lot of fighting experience in general. Oh my gosh, Kazuichi landed on his feet after that German suplex into the pinfall 1. And it's just a 1. That was so the athleticism from the ultimate Pimp. If you're a Pimp, you gotta be flexible, and boy did he prove that he is. Stepped out of the way of Sampo's attack. Unfortunately, the referee just got hit, so we'll see just how much that's gonna actually factor into the rest of this match. He caught him on the way down. Thought he was going for Sampo, but his leg caught Kanji instead with a kind of a leg drop bulldog from the heavens to the ground. Turns him around. And a shot to the back. What a catch! My gosh! Onto the shoulder, Sampo again with the reversal. Sampo has been iconic in the, oh my gosh, the means of sliding himself out of danger, but Kazuichi just reversed that finisher. Sampo getting lifted up onto the shoulders. Put right back down. Shot to the back. He was going for that pimp slap, but I think Sampo crouched into the pin before it could hit. 1, and it's just a 1 count. Knocking that out of his hand might have been a worse case scenario, because that frees his hand for that pimp slap, but instead Kazuichi's locked in deep on that submission, rolls out of it. Kanji looking around, thinking about who to assault once these two are done with their exchange. Sees Kazuichi, drop kicks him. Sampo is the one standing. Kazuichi wisely rolling out of the ring. We know that ring IQ plays a lot of factors into this match, and look at Sampo literally going crazy in this brawl, letting Kazuichi drink in the 21st night of September energy. But Sampo saying tonight's just like any other night. The same result will happen. I will beat the both of you. Falling drop kick. Okay. We mentioned it briefly earlier after he landed on his feet, but the athleticism to jump in the air and hit a falling drop kick, unprettier again on Kanji. Kanji is now way worse for wear than the both of these two gentlemen. Has taken 2 signatures right to the dome, right to the forehead. And now, ooh, I was going to say Kazuichi may be joining with some head damage, but that was not the case. Able to stop that chair shot. Could have rocked him. But instead, right now, we are seeing into the ring. Uh-oh. Shot to the back. And reversal right back. Kanji goes chest first into those steel steps. And here's the thing about Kanji. This time, he's not fighting with rage. He's not fighting with malice. He's just fighting for glory. That's a completely different story than what we saw him do before when he was fighting Yosuke. When he had the rage in his heart. The emotions were running wild through him as he dusts the feet off at the Pimp. Sampo steps out of the way. Kanji able to get a reversal. Stairs might have tripped them both up. Sampo able to get the upper hand. Tosses Kanji onto the outside. Kazuichi walks back in the ring saying, "Somebody follow me and get yourself slapped." He ducked over the Pimp slap, but he got caught on the way back. Sampo down for 1 for 2. Not resiliency though, as he's able to kick out. And now Kanji trying to mount a comeback, yanking at the nose. I think he had his 2 fingers in the nose of Pimp Kazuichi, but he's instead getting slammed down. No, able to stand back up. Has him up and drops him down onto the neck of Sampo, and things have really turned around immediately for Sampo. He's just taking a finisher, a signature, but somehow he's still able to kick out. My gosh. All 3 of these men associated with a faction. Not all of these factions, of course, from the AWE. Pimp Kazuichi has his entourage. Kanji has kind of the Bullet Club. He also has the Persona 4 investigation group, which is at this point very fractured, but still united under you in a sense outside of Yosuke. Oh my gosh, he was going for the legs of the Pimp, trying to cut down on that athleticism we talk so much about. Pimp Kazuichi forced to turn himself around, doesn't get the double axe. Instead, Kanji hits him from behind, and look who's sneaking up from behind with a chair shot to the head. That's Kanji's favorite weapon, too, into the pinfall. That is 1, 2. Up and DDT. Here's the deal. Sampo could at the very least burn the resiliency. Oh, maybe not, though. I was going to say burn the resiliency of Kanji. We got to pay attention because somebody's got the signature already ready. Look at, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, goodness gracious. And then in the middle, oh no, not onto the chair. Oh, it's onto the knee. I was going to say Sampo dying out here. Goodness gracious. What a nasty move. And that's still not resilient, sorry, huh? When it comes to these Masquerade brawls, everybody's doing their darndest to make sure they can make it to Brawloween. We might not call it a major live event, we might call it an AWE special, but that's not what it means to these competitors. For these competitors, it's another chance at glory. It's another opportunity at the AWE Championships, the All-Star Championships. It means so much to every competitor, and with a pimp slap to the heart, you might not be feeling anything in your chest as Kanji burns resiliency first in this fight. That does not mean it's all over for the man who took it to Yosuke not too long ago. And a shot, ooh, not to the back. Kazuichi ducks. Went for another pimp slap. Sampo with the reversal into a DDT. Sampo's got 2 finishers. And Kanji has 1. Oh! Takes him down for 1, 2. And that is resiliency on Sampo as well. The ultimate pimp with the power of the 21st night. It is now his match to lose. And it might be his match to lose right now because look at this. Oh my gosh. Takes the breath right out of the lungs. The fall air is not dead yet. Kazuichi kicks out without resiliency. We were going to say it's the start of fall. And the 21st night of September, I believe, is the first full night of autumn. Turned around. Stood right back up, pushed him to the side. Oh, we saw him do this to Yosuke. It was enough to take him out of the match. Oh, wait, I thought that was gonna break up the pin, but instead, 1. But it's a slow count. It hit the referee, I think. Oh, Sampo ducks out of the way of that, but is unable to stop the combinations. Chop after chop and a drop kick to the back of Kanji. Sampo almost catches Kazuichi, but instead gets dropped. If he would have gone directly into the pin, that might have been enough to put Sampo away, but look at this. The Pimp got some moves, some schmoves, and a leg drop. That Pimp and leg drop for 1, for 2, and Sampo's out of this thing. Once again, it was Kazuichi's match to lose. Here's the thing. Kanji's got 2 finishers. Kazuichi has no resiliency built up right now. If he's able to immediately hit it, it could be the end, and Kanji could be going to Brawloween. Perfect time, perfect moment for Kanji. We said it was Kazuichi's match to lose. And with pimp slap after pimp slap, it was the truth. This is the best Kanji we've ever seen. It's a more serious Kanji. A Kanji who's willing and ready to fight out. You gotta take all of the abuse that Kanji took in this match as well. But he was able to hit big time moves like this on Sampo. Sampo, it feels like, was the target of his offense more often than not. Kazuichi caught a whole bunch of finishers as well. But at the end of the day, it was all about not having resiliency He hit that finisher at the right place, at the right time, and he's going on to Brawloween, joining Cassius Bright in the cast. As Sampo, we saw took that. I'm not sure what he calls it. Not for nothing. I'm gonna have to. I don't. I typically don't like to associate with the Bullet Club. You know what I mean? The Irrelevant Club, as I like to call them. But you know what? Maybe Kanji is the one who's had a change of heart. Maybe the entire faction's had a change of heart. I don't know. I'm okay with that. Look, I'm okay with factions. I'm not okay with factions who try and ruin my show. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If Kanji, oh my gosh, and we have to pay attention to that. Did you see that? When he kneed him in the back of the head, his face came down into those steel steps. I'm sorry, those steel chairs. I was looking over here because I was like, he's gonna pick up the steel steps in a second. Pimp slap, able to take Sampo down, but he was unable to land the second one. And Kanji goes on to Brawloween after landing one more of whatever this is. Kind of a straight jacket neck breaker. I'm not sure what he calls it. I hate to say it. I'm gonna have to ask Kanji. Or I'll get my general manager to do it. Fair enough. Kanji has been on a resurgence as of late. He's building himself back up. His credibility has suddenly shot through the roof. Is he just doing this all for you? Is he doing it for this so-called Bullet Club? Nobody knows anymore, but maybe he's just doing it for Kanji. Your guess is as good as mine. Whatever he's doing it for is clearly working now. Kanji, in an incredible triple threat match, takes the victory and heads to Brawloween. Let's go on. We got a couple more matches. And by a couple more matches, I mean we got 4 more matches. Solid start. You love to see it. But as we go on, we have ourselves a tag. No, we don't. We have a one-on-one match featuring tag team competitors. The two teams who will be running the tag team championship match at Brawloween weekend. It is Splendid, God's Perfect Ref, versus Waluigi. We'll see how it goes though, as the stars go. Black. And if you hadn't heard it before, coming out with his partner this Brawloween weekend, representing the Authority, it is Splendid. Now, Splendid, as we all know, more often than not has been a referee. When it comes down to when it comes down to it, to be honest, he's a great competitor too. Former AWE OC champion, was the one who the one who made Golden tap out to do it. Never forget that. He will always have that over Golden. He will always have that victory, that moral victory as well over Golden. The moral victory that we had at AV Mania 4. When it comes down to it, I think Splendid is the more moral competitor over Golden. You know, that's how I feel. But through all of that hardship, through all of that change in his heart, that true change in his heart, he has earned this opportunity with Pi. The Authority, I think they got this. But tonight he's going one-on-one with Waluigi, no matter what happens, first and foremost. They got a tag team match. Even if Splendid loses this match, which I doubt he will, I think he's about to serve up Waluigi on a silver platter. That's just me. That's just me saying that. But it's also everybody. I think online, Splendid is one of the most beloved superstars in the AWE. In fact, you guys selected him as the #1 pick in the poll come AV Mania when we had the #1 contenders Gauntlet Eliminator match. He was the #1 selection. So I know you guys love him. And I love him too. We love our Splendids. could never do any wrong. But here come the tag team champions, who won and beat the Yakuza in admittedly a pretty dominant fashion. And they are on the road now to serious consideration for a year as champions. They don't have to defend again until Brawloween. And if they win that one, they are less than 2 months away from being champions for a year. I think they'll have passed 300 days come... Ooh, hold on, immediately. I was gonna say they definitely will have passed 300 days come Brawloween. If they retain at Brawloween, I think there's a world where they have one more title match before the fight before Christmas, so they can get through both of those. Whip down. They get through both of those, and it might just be one. They might just have to get through the fight before Christmas, as Team Wa is looking for a year. And it's kind of crazy because that's about the same time period that the Racket of Psalm passed a year as well. They had to get through the point. Excellent shot to the throw by Splendid. Went for a drop kick. We gotta talk about Clyde as well. Clyde has had a little bit of an iffy time as referee recently. Even this past Friday, he had a regular singles match that he started to call essentially as a no disqualification match after what transpired between Amon, Sakura, and the repairman. If you didn't see it, Pi going under the ring, bringing a baseball bat into the fray here. When once again, this is just a standard 1v1 match. Clyde immediately picking it up and saying, hey, what are you doing? Get that out of here, as Waluigi. These two are kind of grappling back and forth, pushing each other into the ropes, into the corner, over and over again. And this time it's Waluigi with a cheap shot. It wasn't a cheap shot when Splendid did it, though. It was a great shot. It was a tactical decision, tactical hit. Now here's the problem. It's going to be hard to roll up Waluigi. He's got such long, lanky arms and legs. They can always just kind of reach it and get his arms under the rope. That's what saves him a lot of times in these matches. As opposed to Fuyuhiko, who we saw was too short to be hit by Waluigi's kick. While that saves you from a finisher, saving you from a pin is even better, and that was that vicious elbow that we've seen from Splendid in the past. This time he was unable to hit it, Waluigi with a nice little counter. And now look at that. Look at that. Prowess and mastery by Splendid. Now taking it to the tag team champion, turns him around, but into a reverse DDT. That's not to take anything away from our tag team champs, but look at Splendid. He is a well-oiled wrestling machine. I know. I teamed up with Splendid at AV Mania. He's one of the greatest of all time, just like Pi. They are some of the greatest of all time in the AWE, and this will be well, it'll be Pi's first championship. And once again, the legs of Waluigi. I don't even really think that was a rope break. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't think his foot was actually all the way under the rope. I think it was slanted, and that slant, the bottom of that slant didn't go into the ropes either. I saw that Wario, by the way, trying to snatch the leg of Splendid, trying to cheat in this match as these two start trading blows, and Splendid catches the arm. Waluigi fires back, big chop. And Splendid again catching the arm. Hold on a minute, Splendid's kind of beating the heck out of Waluigi. Has a signature, and look who immediately draws the attention, draws the ire of Splendid, saying, hey, I'm trying to fight here. Keep talking, I'm gonna wreck your face too. But it gave Waluigi enough time to recover. But is that gonna be enough? Because into the ropes, goes underneath, and that back elbow connects. Right onto the schnoz of Waluigi for 1, for 2, and 4, not resiliency, no. That is the power of the tag team champions. I do have to reiterate. Stands him up. Couple shots to the head and a measured strike right to the face. And he's going to the corner. What is he thinking here? I'm not entirely sure. Actually, cartwheel, double kick right to the head. He might be out cold. Clyde might have to stop this match. I've never seen a move like that connect on somebody like that. Of course he's got to burn resiliency. I'm surprised he's still alive. We might have had to vacate the championships with a move like that, because he said, let me do it again for you. Right to the dome, but this time Waluigi knew better. Calls from him from behind, but Splendid just a step faster. He is brutalizing the tag team champion right here, right now. Off the ropes, drop kick rolls through and sends him back. Now here's the thing. They haven't been able to scout Splendid in so long. He's had maybe 1 or 2 matches. A couple extra shots, and look at that. Whips Waluigi down. Jumps back in. And he's just choking him out in the corner. You can see the rage in Splendid's eyes saying, stay down for 3 or I'll make you stay down forever. Calling for him to get up. Off the ropes and went for a nice little kick there, but instead gets caught by that Waluigi lock. Now hold on, his hands, I was going to say his hands were definitely in the ropes. Good call by Clyde. But Waluigi not done yet. He's going top rope, begging for Splendid to get up. This is a dire situation, and a drop kick does not connect. But he rolls through into that back elbow. They have a similar back elbow, but Splendid kicked right out of it, saying your back elbow don't mean nothing in comparison to mine. The disrespect. Oh, you saw that. Wario kind of pushed Waluigi, gave him a little bit of extra momentum to ensure that he would crash into Splendid instead of getting hit by a move. Didn't work in his favor too much, but he gets turned around. Splendid right to the back of the neck. He's heading to the corner. I'm not sure what he's thinking this time. I'm sorry. Did he have a finisher? I don't think he did. What is he going for? No, he's going for move theft! That was that Waluigi kick! That's 1! That's 2! He just beat him! No, he didn't. It is something we commentators do all too much. We call a match too early before it all ends. He just hit Waluigi with his own move, tried to beat him with his own move. But at this point, he might be kicking out on impulse, kicking out on fumes. Shot to the back, another shot to the back. He is a tag team champion. He is becoming one of the greats for a reason. There was a world where we didn't think they were going to make it to the tag team championship match last year at the fight before Christmas, and ooh, you're starting to see that wear and tear of this match. The wear and tear of being in the ring with Risa Splendid Vaughn. God's perfect ref. Lifts him up, breaks the back. I'm not sure how effective that is when he's wearing a jacket, but you know what? I can still see it hurt. I can still see it hurt a little bit. Up and down. You gotta imagine that hurts more than most superstars, because the vertical the vertical velocity from the height of Waluigi is enough to put a normal man down. But this ain't no normal man. This is Splendid. Let me talk to you. This is Splendid. Let me tell you. Into the ropes. Goes underneath, and this time goes over, ready for him. But Waluigi with a reversal, and it's enough to work up a signature and a finisher. Kips up, almost kipped up into a finisher, but Splendid just a step too fast into a double underhook. Oh my gosh, armbar! What? But rolls him back around, wails away at him. This match is starting to even out over time. But instead, now we're seeing Splendid wail away at the tag team champion. He's got an injured head now. Wario still getting involved, trying to help his tag team partner as much as he can. And look at this, Splendid and Pi. They don't need that kind of help, because all they're going to do is wail away at you. He's going to say, look and watch me destroy your partner. Uppercut. He stands right back up, and he dodges that. Dodges that Waluigi lock, luckily, but he might get caught this time. He does. His hand definitely under the rope. Yeah, baby. His hand right under the rope, but that leg is hurting, and it's hurting bad. We are seeing the pain on those legs, that Waluigi lock. We don't usually see it in a lot of these matches, mainly because Waluigi wins by countout all the time. So he doesn't need to use it. Into the pinfall, and that is 1. That's 2. That's resiliency. It is really anybody's match at this point. Still focusing on those legs. I'm sorry. What is he doing? He's bullying the referee? He's bullying Clyde. He's trying to bully. If this was Splendid reffing, the referee would never get bullied. Went for a clothesline, stomped him on the back. Splendid with the reversal. He's heading back to the corner. We saw this before. If he gets it this time, it's as good as done. 1, 2. Clyde counted slow for Waluigi. He counted slow for Waluigi after after Waluigi bullied him essentially into saying you need to count faster when I'm pinning and count slower when I'm getting pinned. Look at this. This is a normal count. 1, 2, kick out. But at the end there, it was more like 1, 2, 3. I saw that. I saw it. I don't know if Clyde is in league with Team Wa or maybe it was just the fear in his heart from this massive man. But he tried to, oof, that back elbow. He tried his darndest to intimidate the referee. And this is why Splendid is the greatest of referees. He would never be intimidated like that. Never, not once. In fact, when Pi faces off against Wario, let me talk to you, it won't be a regular referee refereeing that match. It will be Splendid. You can bet on that. You can bank on that. I gotta make sure that match goes fairly. As tonight moves on, Waluigi did everything, brought out everything in his arsenal, brought the legs down to red, but he was unable to counter that brilliance kick from Splendid. 1, 2, 3. There he is. The greatest ref in the history of the AWE, Lamau. He just told not just Wario, who kind of like distracted him, what, 3 times in that match? Also to Clyde saying, hey, learn to count. That may be your future. AWE Tag Team Champion, winning 1 for the Authority. You love to see it, but we must go on. Now, we have had ourselves a show. And because of this woman, we had ourselves a show this past Friday at Infraction. So, Charlotte was not supposed to be in that Fatal 4-Way Champions Contenders match. And let me talk to you. When it comes down to it, Charlotte snuck into the match essentially, beat up Yor to do it, and Yor not happy about it in the slightest. And so tonight they go one-on-one, but we gotta talk about the history between these two and the rivalry essentially that is spawned as the stars go. Black. So, I don't know who's coming out first. It's Yor. Let me take you back to the road to AV Mania. Oh, and she's got Kafka as well. Oh boy, Assassin's Web together. And that brings me even closer to what we have to talk about, the Assassin's Web together. The two of them were in the final 3 of a Gauntlet Eliminator with Charlotte. For a spot in the AV Mania ladder match, Charlotte was killing it. She was an all-out all-star in that match, until the two of them realized, let's work together to make sure one of us gets into that match. They had her in a figure 4 on this LED post, the one that they just passed. While the other one took a baseball bat and while Charlotte was trapped, wailed away over and over and over and over again on her head, causing her to be concussed, inevitably costing her the match as well, and costing her a couple weeks in the infirmary with our medical professionals to get her back into fighting form. And the second she was back in fighting form, she took out Yor and earned herself an AWE Fight Forever Championship match Brawloween weekend against March 7th. She could be the one to take her all down, but right now, she's got to get through Yor again, this time in an actual match. Not an attack right before it all went down. Now, Charlotte did, you know, we had a meeting yesterday. Charlotte, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. She got a little fine. She got a little fine ski for doing that. But hey, maybe that fine was worth it because it has gotten her an AWE Fight Forever Championship match against the greatest Fight Forever champion of all time. You beat March 7th for that championship? Dude, that puts your name in history. Much like the Flame Tribe put away the Racket of Psalm during their, what, 427-day reign or something like that? Just like the Authority, Pi, and Splendid are about to put away the long reign of Team Wa at Brawloween, Charlotte wants to add her name to the list of people who take down long reigns. She's looking to do it and win her first championship here in the AWE. After last night's performance, she earned many, many new fans, and she's really feeling it coming into the ring. And you know what? I'm kind of here for it. Look at all of the camera flashes as she's coming out as well. Boom, 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 boom. Charlie stretching out because she knows it's going to be a hard-fought battle, especially if Kafka, you know, interferes like Wario interfered for Waluigi. Not like Pi did, because Pi did nothing wrong. In fact, one time he was trying to fix a turnbuckle. Accidentally, it got loose. But, you know, he wouldn't do that on purpose. One-on-one. And Clyde calling this one. Charlotte goes down, gets a kick right to Yor. And now they're grappling. Eventually, Charlotte's going to want to go one-on-one with Kafka as well. Likely will happen on this build to Brawloween. But is she going to stay too focused on these two and lose her focus on March 7th? That's the match she has to be preparing for. And dealing with two literal assassins before having that happen is, it's a little dangerous, I think. Maybe just a little. But right now, Charlotte in full control over Yor. Look at that arm back. Wrenched in deep. Goodness gracious. Yor can't do a thing. Maybe Charlotte's picked up a couple new moves, turns her around into a headlock, just displaying all sorts of wrestling prowess, saying, I've learned a lot since you two teamed up on me. Yor has been unable to get anything off on Charlotte during this exchange. Looking like Gunther in the ring right now, but oh, that can't last forever. The grappling continues, and now she's got the arm of Charlotte. Turnabout is fair play in this business, but Charlie with a couple of shots right to the face. Need to get out of that as soon as possible. Yor won't be, oh my gosh, double stomp. I was going to say Yor is not going to be friendly. She is not going to hesitate to break your arm if she needs to. And you can't go into a fight with March 7th with a broken arm, and it looks like she's still targeting that arm, actually. Goodness gracious. That arm important for a lot of the offense of good old Charlie. Drop kick right to the upper back. Usually we see a lot of people, superstars rather, go to the lower back. You know, because that's a lot of that is like your base. You hit your lower back too hard, it can mess up your legs, mess up your entire base. Throws off your entire game, your mat game, your power game, your kicking game. That lower back is probably the biggest, most important part to stay relatively healthy when it comes to being a superstar in the AWE. Steps right back down, able to get that taunt off, but Yor dragging Charlie over to the ropes. Charlie with a couple shots to the gut. Still staying in control of this match. Kafka has not been interfering at the very least. Ran into Clyde, now has Yor on the shoulders, stares Kafka in the face, and then drops her partner in the corner. Kafka visibly upset after that happened, but Yor able to step out of the way. And went for double knees, but instead came down on the knees wrong. And Charlotte takes advantage. And into a pinfall. Very, very nice flip into the pin, but that's not going to be enough to even keep her down for one. Charlie realizing she is in there still with an assassin. We got to keep that. She's got to keep that in mind. Turns Yor around. And yanking that arm turnabout, as I said, is fair play. And now stomping at You're able to get the reversal kick right to the back. It's been a very even brawl. I think Charlotte was looking for the signature there. Did not connect. German suplex into the pin herself for one. And just for one. And now we're seeing all of the ligaments of You're. They went for picture-perfect drop kicks at the same time. Neither one quite connected. And now Charlotte's just going crazy with Fist Wild on You're. And then the pinfall again. One. Did get a two. I will say, why would you do that? You're not even going to get a one. She got a two off of that. Those must have been some heavy strikes with picture-perfect precision. But now she is in trouble. Sends her into the ropes. Charlie able to get the counter off, but pulled Clyde into the fray. And now we're seeing these two are still trying to take her out. It might be an assassin's blow. Drops the chair. They're trading blows. Clyde's still down. He's got to get back up. He's got to get that chair out of there. If either of them lands a move on that chair, it could be detrimental and could be a game changer for this entire match. Big chop again. Telling an assassin to hit you in the face, not a good idea. And You're with a little bit of moxie herself saying, hey, bring it right back. And now she is taking it to Charlie in an exchange of blows. Generally, I think it would be You're who takes the victory, but right now, it is. And she still wails away on Charlotte. Big knee strike. And she doesn't use the chair. Surprisingly enough, doesn't use the chair, comes down, misses that elbow. Shot to the back. Clyde's still down in this fight. Oh, wait a minute. Shot, hit right to the head. She's right on top of that chair. Clothesline. What's going on? Oh, you do not. That stare. Yo, that got Clyde up. He was like, what happened? What happened? He knows the last time. Oh, pins onto the chair. One. Charlotte, I will admit, has just been getting her butt handed to her. Clyde saying, okay, I feel like some shenanigans happened while I was out, but I can't call either of you cheaters at this point. Into the pinfall. That could be. No, it's not. He got a really 2.1, almost not even a 2 count. But Charlie looking to make sure it is a 2 count this time. Oh my gosh, I thought she was going for snapshot, but instead, oh, she can't get her foot to the bottom rope. I thought she was going to be able to. It's not wrenched back too deep. It is now, but she's able to get out of it quickly. And returning fire. This time, returning favor of her own. She said, I'm going to hit my submission finisher too, back to back, but neither one of them giving in to the other. Refusing to, and drops her face first. Dragging her. If she's able to get the pinfall here, that could be resilience, and that's a smart thing to do, but she might be looking for a more decisive blow. No, she's going for the pin. She's going smart, and that may be smart enough to burn resiliency, and no, because you are dealing with a legit assassin. Look. Yor hasn't had, like, the most ideal AEW career, but you can't take anything away from her when it comes to getting into the ring with somebody. She will. She might not get the job done because she's forced to hold back. She's forced to not literally go for the killing blow. Over the top. Oh my gosh, through the ropes. That felt like a killing blow to me. Because if she were going at 100%, most of the AEW roster likely would not survive. That being said, when it comes down to a regular wrestling match, she's got to hold back. And because she's got to hold back, she has to kind of measure her strike. She has to make sure she's not going too far. And in the end, that may hold her back enough to not win any titles in this company. She might just need to go berserk. I don't want to see that as someone who owns the company. But she might gotta do it. And look at that, she's already thinking about it, and she stopped herself. She was like, that was a little too fast. That was a little too fast. But still able to stop Charlotte from hitting that finisher. Knocks her out cold with that strike. Lifts her right back up. Charlie with the reversal. And again into that submission. is locked in deep. Not deep yet, but it is locked in. Still not. Oh, got out of it again. Like, how do you stop that? How do you stop that? For real, for real. Reversal. I think reversal will finish her. Turns her around. And this time, newsflash. That might be into the ropes. No, it's not into the ropes. She's got perfectly not in the ropes. Resiliency's burned. I was going to say she held her legs back just enough so that they didn't touch the ropes. Charlie. She's well studied, but the study in the world can't prepare you for a match against Yor. Throws her back in the ring. Goes and steps back, thinking about a pinfall. Charlie able to roll out of the way, but the blows sends her back down into the pin, and that is 1. That's 2. That's not resiliency. If you had asked me 10 times out of 10, I would have said that is resiliency burned. But Charlie has learned a lot after that injury scare. But she might get an injury scare again if Yor has anything to do about it. Over the top rope. She's got a signature ready. Oh, but Charlie came to her senses quickly and knocked her off the ropes. She was about to call for her to get up, but instead she goes flat down. And I think her arm might have hit that chair on the way down. The chair coming back into play. It's right there. You can't quite see it on the screen right now. But it is right there, being blocked by the apron. Ooh! Yo, I think Charlie hit her head on the apron coming down. I don't know who got the worst of that move. Reversal by Yor. It might have been Yor because Yor is now having her head feel a little funny. Charlie blocks that kick. Drags Yor center of the ring. Yor fires back with a punch. Couple kicks. Charlie with a reversal as well. Into the ropes. Charlie going underneath. And now she's wailing away again. Once before, she was doing those measured strikes, was able to get 2. This time, she might be able to get 3 if she's lucky. Lifting Yor up, Yor with a reversal headbutt. And that was just nasty. Charlie slowly getting to her feet. Charlie reversing it directly into newsflash. Yor trying to roll towards the ropes, but instead Charlie gets her there. And ladies and gentlemen, she just put away an assassin. The distraction, the chair, it didn't help in the slightest. Charlie rises up and rises above. And remember this, she looked right at Kafka while she did that. A lot of people saying Kafka kind of like the puppet master, not the puppet master of this group. I think a better term would be the mastermind of this group. Not saying Yor's not smart, not clever herself, but Kafka when it comes to, you know, potentially underhanded tactics or potentially following a plan or a script. Kafka, she know how to get the job done and maybe deviate if she needs to. That being said, I don't think this was in her script, because tonight, Charlie proved one-on-one, she's got Yor's number. And look at this move. Yeah, it hit, did you see Charlie's head bang against the top of the apron? Because of that, Yor was able to get her in the ring, but Charlie still came to her senses before. Yor was able to hit that finishing strike, and at the very end, newsflash, and on the front page, Charlie wins. And all bold characters. Gets her lick back from the road to AV Mania, but she's not done yet. Because Kafka wants next. And you can see Kafka staring at her too. I didn't think these two would have such bad blood. But here we are in 2025. Big congrats to Charlie. Big congrats to her. Hey. She's resilient. She's as resilient as they come. I don't actually think she burned resiliency. Dang, dude. All right, well, we'll continue. This is a crazy match so far. A crazy night. As the stars go. Black. Also, I mean, I'll read it on the news, but we all saw what happened. We'll continue. And that leaves us with our semi-main, and this one does have some stakes. If Noirphelia win they go 2-on-2 with the Disciples of Miku. If Hot Topic win, they're back in a triple threat situation in Brawloween. I'll tell you, Hot Topic love themselves some triple threat tag team matches. But they don't win them. Will that be the case once again, or will they be excluded from Brawloween as the stars go? Black. And we can now talk about these two. Fought for their love at oh, look at that, they got the rings on too. Those rings were so important for them. You can see the ring on Noir's finger. I think it's on the other hand for yep, you can see it on Ophelia's finger. Man the girls, we love the girls who love the girls. Noir, Ophelia, as we said, have now had a lovely wedding, not in front of the AW Universe, of course. They are officially wedded, they have their rings, and they're here together. Got a nice apology from Camilla. I know they're still trying to make up with her. They will get her there. And Queen also with an apology saying, hey, you guys got a tag team match thanks to me and my Hollywood connections at Brawloween. Man, audience loves them too. It is a big time match for these two. They are up against, I will say, the hottest team of the summer, but a team that's been unable to capture the gold. And it could be a minute if they can capture it, for them to capture it rather, if they're unable to get the job done against Noirphelia tonight. Gwen, Marceline, hot topic. Marceline had a rough showing this past Friday when the tag team titles were on the line. Gwen had to make a decision for the team, chokeslam Chi-Chi outside the ring, chokeslam Futaba outside of the ring, and had to win the whole thing by countout. To keep their name in the picture, let Marceline recover. They could still technically do the same thing tonight if they win by countout again tonight. It's a triple threat match, but they can't rely on countouts as well. That being said, when it comes down to a triple threat match, I'm pretty sure that Mia and my GMs are deciding that if it is a triple threat match, it's definitely elimination. There will be no excuses come Brawloween if Hot Topic make it. If not, it could just be a standard tag team match between, or maybe not standard tag team match. We know Brawloween, there's a nice little wheel that'll make the deal. We'll see how it all plays out though. This is a big opportunity for Hot Topic. Noir and Marceline starting this off. And it's on. Marcy, at least this time now, starting off hot. Last time, the Disciples weren't just starting off hot, they were destroying Marceline. Noir in the corner. Now we're seeing these two make those quick tags we were talking about. In the ropes. Send Noir flying. Turning her around. Noir's been able to get no offense off either. Just stomped on the head and turns Noir immediately into a pinfall, and that is for not even one. In fact, that destroyed the entirety of the stun bar, but Gwen keeping the heat on her. If I were this team, I would say, hey, let's make sure Noir doesn't tag in at all. Let's keep this a 2v1 match. And let's make sure we get our Brawloween opportunity. Off the ropes, begging Noir to get up. Early doors, this is the best Hot Topic has looked in the past couple of weeks. Oh, rolled up. Into the pin again. That's one. Still just one. After that high-flying move right to the forehead, Noir finally gets a reversal off. And to say much needed is an understatement because right back at it is Gwen. Ducks out of the way. Lifting Noir up. Drags her center of the ring, drops her shoulder onto the knee. Felt in her arm, stands right back up, ready for Marceline this time. Runs at her, clothesline. Wise decision would be to tag in Ophelia here, and that's exactly what she does. Will the power of love beat the power of goth tonight at AEW Rebellion? Let's find out. Over, up, and around German by Ophelia. Stomp to that, another stomp to the back of the neck. Queen and Camilla likely watching this backstage, I believe now rooting for these two, as now these two are looking to hit some tag team moves of their own. Big old boot assisted. And then knocking Ophelia down, even though Noir is the legal person. Ooh, went for an elbow drop, didn't quite land. Marceline getting tossed into the ropes. I thought was getting tossed into the corner that really she would want to get tossed into. I thought that was a reversal, but instead Noir muscled her forward and then knee to the back. Lifted right back up. Noir starting to get fired up in this brawl, in this battle, looking for another quick tag, and gets it. Oh my gosh, hold on a minute. Double power bomb by Noirphelia. Went for an elbow drop. Did not work out in her situation. Ophelia, now the one fired up in this battle. Into the corner again. And I was going to say, this might be Hot Topic's weakness. Quick tags. Maybe they can't handle standard tag team matches because look at this. They are wailing away at Marceline, and now she's stunned. Hurricane Rana. Ophelia off the ropes. We know she is a little bit of a high flyer. Steps down, steps right back up. Begs for Marceline to get up, but instead needs to get in there quickly to stop that tag, and does. Goes for a quick pinfall afterwards. Marceline is hurting bad for two. Kick out of two. Here's the picture. Marceline is now taking a fair bit of damage. Gwen completely fresh. That's essentially what happened this past Friday. We're about to see a repeat just with another team, copy and pasted. And this is exactly what happened as well. They were able to continue making these hot tags and a big boot and great tag team work. Stomp to the arm. What are you doing here? Oh, this is a submission. Surprisingly enough. Oh, shot right to the dome. Marceline so close to having a signature. She's going to have to hit one more move. But look at that. Noir sweeps her out of the way. But into a nice pinfall is Marceline. One. Kick out. She does have a signature now. Could be thinking about that vampire's bite if she's able to hit the signature first. Couple of kicks. Right to the jaw with that jaw breaker off the ropes. Unable to hit the move there and might need to send Noir down. Oh, but Noir catches her with a shot right to the jaw. Oh, but Marceline has her right where she wants her. Sleeper slam. Ophelia steps in immediately. Ophelia and Noir haven't had a standard tag team match like this in a long, long time. That's the one thing that Gwen and Marceline, I'm sorry? I was going to say the one thing Gwen and Marceline have over her right now, over this team. Gwen does have a signature. We got to keep that in mind as well. But so do Noir and Ophelia. They could be turning this around. Oh my gosh. Ophelia dragging Gwen center of the ring. Still great on stamina. Clothesline. Dragged again center of the ring. I'm not sure what Ophelia's thinking here. She's setting up for something. But Gwen not letting it happen. Gwen does have a signature as well. If she's able to hit a drop kick. And she crumbled right afterwards, rolling her up into the pinfall. Marceline, I don't know why Marceline came in. Gwen essentially was completely fine. Gwen had so much stamina bar still up. She's barely been hitting this match. But now, she might be in trouble if they keep making these quick tags. Up on the top rope. These two thinking something sinister. Back first on the mat. Noir back in. That's what you want to see if you're Hot Topic. You don't want Ophelia, who also is completely fresh in this fight. Oh, but you also don't want Noir to hit these big moves like this. 1, 2, kick out, no resiliency burned. Noirphelia. Noir first, turning her around, and this might connect. That kick right to the back, using gravity to her advantage. That's 1, that's 2, and that's resiliency burned on Gwen. Once again, I talked about this earlier actually. When we talk about the small of the back, that's exactly where Noir targets. You hit the small of the back too hard, ruins your base, ruins your strength, ruins a lot of your offense. And look at this! Ooh, tried to hit that signature. Gwen with a much needed reversal and needs to go and make that tag, and it looks like she might be doing exactly that. Saves herself and saves her team potentially the entire match as a double shoulder block. Went for a kick there, went for a boot instead. Oh my gosh, caught her DDT, spikes her. That is a clean DDT and lets Marceline make the tag. Maybe realize Gwen has a signature, not a finisher. Went for a kick there. Gwen running. Marceline's got to make it back to the corner as well. Clothesline to Ophelia. Lifted right back up. Into the corner. And now it looks like Hot Topic trying to make these quick tags. Not going for any tag team finishers, though. Nobody's been going for tag team finishers in a little bit. Almost like the AI may have broken. But I digress. Double stomp. And double stomp again. Lifted back up one more time. Into the corner. Maybe going for a tag team finisher, actually, and I think they are. You know what? Maybe. Ooh, oh yeah, they certainly are. Got her. Yeah, okay, well maybe you know what, 2K, I apologize. 1, I guess it is, I think the AI might be actually a little bit smarter in tag team situations, because before they would almost exclusively go for tag team finishers, but now they're going for their regular finishers too, so now your opponent never really knows what to expect. That thrust kick right to the throat. Ophelia is now feeling it, but makes a tag to Noir. Noir, who's gotten a lot of her stamina back. Oh my gosh, knocked her out silly. And that's what we're talking about. This is the strength of this team. Noir bringing a lot of the strength. Oh my gosh. And bringing a submission hold as well. Back already exposed, but gets out of it quickly. Stood right back up. She's got a signature and a finisher. They did the exact same move. She said, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Power bomb position. And takes it to the knees. Disgusting as the tag is made. Marceline steps back into the ring. Gets out of the way at clothesline. Ducks a German suplex. Noir in trouble, but I'll be real, maybe not in as much trouble as Ophelia. Hot Topic, after a slow start, has fought their way back in this match. They have a real shot at making this a triple threat match come Brawloween. Couple kicks, more kicks, more kicks. These vampire kicks. These vamp kicks going crazy. And it looks like they're going for that tag. And I want to point out, while Gwen does have a finisher, Ophelia very close, just one hit away from one. And speaking of, there's that one hit. Try to drag her over to the ropes, but instead, Gwen back in control. Rolls out of the way. Uppercut, luminary uppercut out of nowhere. Ran at her like, oh, Marceline has to come in and help. Remember, Gwen's already burned resiliency in this fight. Gwen has already burned resiliency in this fight. Do not forget about that. And because it was so out of nowhere, Marceline, I don't even think registered that that was a luminary uppercut. Came at her with the quickness, with the speed. And now they have opportunity to potentially put Gwen away. And put Hot Topic's October plans together away, as well as Gwen goes down. And Gwen kicks right back up. I don't know I don't know what Noir did. I don't know what her second thing is. Well, whatever it is, she used it. Stood up. Sends Gwen into the corner. Stuns her. stuns her, and that may have been, I don't know if Noir can jump this high. She's not the team's high flyer, but she makes it with that elbow drop right across the chest. And Marceline can't come in. 1, 2, that was like an axe to the chest, but Gwen still kicks out, keeping her tag team championship dreams for October alive. Oh, into the corner. Tag's been made. She is lucky Noir didn't get one more hit in because this could have been a tag team finisher. Pop up. Ugh! Pop up into a running, not even a running power slam, just a regular power slam, as now we're outside of the ring, and if this goes like it went this past Friday, Gwen might have a plan. Gwen might be thinking, and I think Ophelia already thinking, no. Maybe I should get back into the ring because look who's, oh, I thought she was sweeping the leg there. No, Gwen's still taking a fair bit of damage. Try to get the leg as well. No, Ophelia not letting it happen. But now Gwen dragging Ophelia. Is she going to throw her in? Does throw her into the ring. Admittedly, not quite what I was expecting. Ophelia might be a victim very soon to that G360 backhand. She's still standing up, though. Has her up on the shoulders. Ophelia gets out of it, shot to the back of the knee. But very quickly makes the tag. Once again, that one tag may have saved the entire match for their team. Into the corner. What is Marceline thinking? Whatever she's thinking, she's got to be thinking something different now because Ophelia back in control. Went for a flying forearm. Missed. Marceline back in control. Misses that knee. Turns her around. Up and down. But a cheeky roll-up on a pretty, I was going to say, at least stamina-wise, still pretty fresh Ophelia. Really, the only one who's in really incredible danger is Gwen, but Marceline's got to work up a finisher. Got to take out some of that stamina on Ophelia Dusk. But Ophelia kips up. Oh, and Gwen's back in. But Gwen does, I was going to say, does have a finisher, but now Ophelia does too, and so does Noir. Tag's been made. At the very least, they have one breakup, but one breakup, 2 finishers, the math might not math for them. Into the ropes. Kick to the gut, and a kick right to the chest. Oh, but a reversal by Gwen. If she can turn around and hit this G360, or even the Goth Slam, whatever she needs to do to get the job done. and I'll be real, she might need to hit the tag team finisher, and she might be thinking about that. Is she gonna do it? Tag's been made. Has her on the shoulders. That's exactly what the plan is. As the Goths are going to potentially finish this one. 1, 2. Oh, no. Okay, first of all, Ophelia wouldn't have been there in time. Secondly, though, Noir still didn't burn resiliency. That's a big ticket kick out. Because now she does not have that help. Oh, my gosh. Measured strike right to the top of the dome. Oh, but a sneaky roll-up. If this was Gwen, it could be the end of the match, but Marceline's still pretty fresh. Still a 1 count. Yo, we're seeing we're seeing 2 teams refusing to give up right now. Vampire's Bite reversed. Reversed the signature. It wasn't Vampire's Bite, by the way. It was the signature move into the corner. Oh, is Hot Topic potentially thinking? No, they were thinking that tag team finisher, but instead, she's getting caught with that Vampire's Bite. I was going to say Noir can't come and help her. Hit her in the back of the neck. 1, 2, and that is resiliency on Noir. Both teams have a path to victory at this point. Both teams have a path to potential tag team championship gold. Marceline makes that tag. Noir in some dire straits. A shot right to the chest. Looking to go off the ropes, but changes her mind. Changes her mind right before she takes flight, goes underneath, and instead says, let me hit her again right in the chest. Just wail away at that midsection. Make sure she can't really do anything about this onslaught of offense, but if this tag connects, and it does, Gwen is now the one in danger. They have fresh tags, and more importantly, they might have fresh signatures from Ophelia. No, just a finisher on Ophelia. No signature yet. And again, Gwen rolls to the outside thinking, okay, okay, we gotta have a game plan here, trying to get her head together, but Ophelia not even give her the chance to. Sends her right back in at 1. saying, we need to end this. I need to make sure that you go down. Ophelia going to the top rope, unsure what she's thinking here. High flying. And oh my gosh, deep arm drag. Landing on her back kind of funny, but goes to make the tag to Noir. Maybe thinking Noir hits your signature, toss her to me for the finisher, and we've got this. If I were a tag team competitor, that would be my plan. Or maybe they're just immediately going for a tag team move together. Doesn't, I was going to say, doesn't surprise me because I know that they believe they are better together. Directly into the pinfall. Noir on the side, making sure Marceline doesn't get involved. Kick out still happens by Gwen. That was smart as well. You saw Noir just stand there and make sure nothing happened. Kick into Spanish fly. I don't know what Ophelia's signature is. I know she's got the luminary uppercut. Oh, I remember now. She charges up 450 splash. And now she's calling for the end of this. Luminary uppercut. Into the pinfall, Marceline's gonna have to come and help. Broken up. But she's still got one finisher on lock. If she's able to hit it, it is all she wrote, and she may be calling for that secondary version. Off the ropes, Luminary. Oh, no, she wasn't going for the Luminary uppercut. That would have been a reversal. Kicks to the side, kicks to the gut. And a suplex. Sends Ophelia down. Gwen has to go and make that tag. Gwen is in so much trouble. And she does. This match has been going on. And it's not even our main event. Stood right back up. Into the corner. Regular tag team move, but it might be enough to stun Ophelia, and it is. Into the choke slam. Pinfall. One. And she did have to come in for that. I want to point out, Ophelia might have been able to kick out, but she did not have resiliency built up. Did not have it built up. Gwen calling for Ophelia to get up. Instead, Ophelia was just a step faster. Gwen turns her around backwards. And looks like she's sending that uppercutting elbow right into the post. Trying to systematically dissect Ophelia, but Ophelia able to send Gwen backwards. Reeling. A couple more shots, couple more. Yo, there's no quit here with a Blue Thunder bomb. Noir actually, admittedly, has worked up a lot of that energy back. And Gwen has no signatures or finishers. Oh, I'm sorry, Noir does have a signature and gets the kickoff. Doesn't go for the pinfall though, says, let me make sure you stay down. Up, and that lower back is brutalized. Broken up very quickly by Marceline. It would have been the end of the match. Assuredly, I would say. Asking Gwen to get up. Whatever she's got planned here could spell for the end of this matchup. Kick. Maybe thinking power bomb. No. Ugh! Almost a high cross. Tag made to Ophelia. And Ophelia going outside of the ring, I thought maybe would narc down Marceline. And a shot to the leg. Reversal by Gwen. This is the exact same side of the ring where Gwen took down both members of the Disciples of Miku. Pilot just jumped into the water. I was like, huh? He hit a shell on the side of the glass. Because he's a dork. And she might be thinking again. She said, okay. Sometimes we're just going to have to win by countout, huh? We're at a count of 8. Gwen did it again. This is the second, I can't even say the second week in a row. This is the second time in 2 days, I'm sorry, 3 days, that Gwen has said, I don't know if we can beat this team. in a normal tag team match and goes outside of the ring and wins by countout. After all of that action, Gwen says, no, making it to Brawloween is the #1 objective. Stands Ophelia up at 8, who's already still groggy on her feet, and says, I'm gonna make it back to the ring, and I'm gonna force you to watch yourself get counted out. Crazy work. 1, 2, and that just proves the strength of these ladies in the tag team division. And I want to keep it a buck with you. Hot Topic are now feeling very desperate. I'm not sure what's going to happen if they're unable to attain the tag team championships at Brawloween on Brawloween weekend. You know what I mean? We will see, and Clyde forced to count to 10 in a long, grueling match. They decide the countout is the way to go. I don't know how the AEW universe feels about that. But I don't know if they care. They said we got to get those tag team titles by any means necessary. And by getting countouts 2 weeks in a row, they've earned one more shot at it. Dang. Well, alright, you know, watch it me back over. No, give me the stars back over. We are entering main event territory. It is 1-on-1. It is Merrin. It is Amon. And it is on. Are you ready? We can talk about them both as they come to the ring. And as I properly make sure that Merrin's AEW championship is vacated, could get it back at Brawloween. Wanted to make sure she did it the right way. We can actually start this match as the stars go. Black, and we'll talk about that title vacation as she comes out. But for right now, let's talk about this man who suffered the biggest L of all time this past Friday, like a dummy. Targeted Sakura Ogami, and I can now say with certainty that Sakura is okay. I think I said it at the end of Fracture, but if you didn't see, Amon, using the end and his teleporting abilities, was able to get the jump on security. And after Sakura had won her match, earned her opportunity, was taken by the end, brought to wherever Amon has his stuff. I can't say that I know where it is, to be honest. The repairman might know. Who knows if he does, to be honest. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That guy sucks. Amon walking out to the ring right here, right now. Still don't like him. Nobody likes him. The world doesn't. Well, I can't say that. There are apparently people who like him. At the very least. It ain't me, though. The repairman foiling his plan to seal away the powers, or rather the ultimate ability of Sakura Ogami. Unsure of what his plan is now, but he has been challenged tonight by Merrin. As you all know, Panette was in leagues with the Equalist Movement, was in leagues with Amon. Panette poured her heart out this time to Merrin. Merrin said, hey, I will fight you for the AEW championship, but not as champion versus challenger. I want to fight you as equals, like we always have been, like the Rack-Up Psalm always has been. And to do that, she said, I can't be the champion walking into that match, so she vacated it. They will still go one-on-one for the AEW championship at Brawloween, but it will be not as champion versus challenger. It won't be as someone on top of the mountain versus someone trying to climb. Merrin wants to make sure that they go as equals. And I'm not sure how that spoke to Panette, but that's besides everything at this point. What Merrin has said specifically is, I want Amon because he took advantage of Panette. The Panette I know wouldn't have done that. She was in a moment of weakness. She was a moment of vulnerability. Panette spilled her guts out, spilled her soul out in the middle of that ring this past Friday. all the loneliness that she's felt over the summer, and the betrayal when she was doing what she did, at least as she thought, for Merrin. And Merrin turned her back on her. Or at the very least tried to stop her from attacking Hina. And in a moment of weakness like that, I can kind of understand what happened. I can understand going to Amon. Amon probably whispered sweet nothings into her ear, saying, you can join me, you can join the Equalist movement. We can build a brighter future for the AWE together. And as someone who has lost their way, those words mean the world. But tonight, these two go one-on-one. It's Amon. It's Merrin, one of the best in the AWE versus one of the most detested in the AWE in our main event at Rebellion. Merrin wants to take it to Amon, but Amon is no easy task, I will tell you that. Merrin's so used to having Panette by her side, Amon not coming out with anybody tonight, as he takes Merrin down senton style off the ropes. Leg drop as well, right to the neck. Amon calling for Merrin to get up. Oh no, oh no. And a kick right to the back of the head. Merrin not looking good right now in this onslaught against Amon. Knee strike. And just grinding the knee into the back of Merrin's head. You gotta imagine the entire movement's watching this. You gotta imagine Panette's watching this specifically. Merrin wanted to take it to Amon, but has not been able to really do it, but that may be changing right here. Quick rope break. Not the case. Went both for a drop kick. Amon up quicker though, and that's much to Merrin's detriment, but she gets a shot right to his gut. Maybe looking for a power bomb. And center of the ring, she gets it. Hitting this move. No, I was gonna say could start to turn things around, but Merrin goes splat as Amon hits that bulldog note into a DDT. Off the ropes. Oh, but misses. Merrin herself crawling outside of the ring, chasing after Amon. Gets a combination. Flips over and then catches Amon, sends him down. Back first. Amon comes right back up, but Merrin sends him right back down, but he still stands. That vertical base of Amon is as strong as they come. He might be a sickening leader, but he is a strong foe. Double knees, we're at count of 5. This thing might end by count out again, as we've already fought almost all the way up the ramp. Sending Merrin over towards the apron. We're at count of 7. Merrin kicks right back up saying, I'm sorry? Hey! Yo, Clyde, we don't need to talk about this whole... I know, look, we had a meeting, and I know I said, when it comes to main events, I don't really love having them end by countout or disqualification, so referee's discretion, but this might be a little bit too much, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Regardless, lifted right back up. As Merrin's now turning everything around, was I think looking for that that twist of, oh my gosh. Panette, come on. Panette just rocked Amon and walked out. Panette just rocked him on and walked out. Coolest kick in town connects. What? Did Merrin really break through? Whipped around, DDT onto that kendo stick, and then uses it, tries to shatter it against Amon. Oh! Merrin still kicks out. That was nasty. That was despicable, Amon. Downright disgusting. Amon. Sending Merrin down right onto the knee. Now as the kendo stick himself bashes against the leg, saying, hey, that's going to be enough out of you. Lifting Merrin up. Couple of kicks and open-handed strikes. Drop kick to the knee, trying to weaken that coolest kick in town. But Merrin reversing. Low drop kick. Goes up to the top rope. I'm still reeling on what just transpired with Panette. It looked like she was coming to help out Amon. And then actually helped out Merrin. Shattered the kendo stick on the mask of Amon. That might honestly be enough. 1, 2. 2 counts. I don't know if Amon's ever lost a 1v1 match in the AWE. Merrin steps out of the way, turns him around. Coolest kick in town, misses, but catches him on the way back. I said earlier, I don't know if Amon's ever lost a 1v1 match in the AWE. But that may have just... It has not changed, at least not yet. Amon back up to his feet. Able to get the reversal there and a reverse DDT on the Merrin. You gotta imagine Amon might be incensed after what just happened. I don't think Merrin's in any real immediate danger. I don't think she has any, like, any special powers that could be sealed off. But he's calling for something devious anyway. I'm not even sure what this would even do to Merrin. I really have no idea. Merrin just sitting down afterwards. Lifting Merrin up into a German suplex afterwards. At that point, I'm not even sure if he was doing his ceiling technique. It looked like he was just trying to crush the skull of Merrin. Into the pinfall. 1, 2, and that's resiliency. Kick by Merrin. A lot is happening in this double stomp match. Merrin rolls to the outside, still seems to be okay, still seems to be fine. Yeah, I don't know. I think he was actually just trying to crush the skull of Merrin. Hey, look. We talked about that vertical base of Amon. Oh my gosh, a shot with a baseball bat. Over top, DDT lands. Climbs up to the top. Oh no, she's not done yet. She's still rolling, she's still flying, she's still schmoving, but steps out of the way, hits the back of her neck. On a head that already don't feel too great, don't feel too right. Reversal by Merrin again sends him on into the ring. Steps in. Went for that flying punch and gets every ounce of it. It could be the end of Merrin. Merrin steps right back up though. And he gets the DDT as well. Merrin did ask for this. Rolled over. And again, trying to squeeze the life out of Merrin, it feels like. As Merrin's forced to tap out to Amon. Goodness gracious. After everything, after the coolest kick in town, after Panette intervened, Amon proves he's still as dangerous as ever. And we have to keep in mind there, he had a low blow to help get the job done on Merrin. The low blow and the attack on the legs. But he was still able to kick out of 2 coolest kicks in town. Turned him around. We thought that this was all the end. We all said, oh my gosh, Amon's never been beaten in a one-on-one match, I don't believe. And then 1, 2, at 2.5, he's still kicked out. Merrin asked for this, and she put up a good showing. And I'll be real. I think in the moral victory, Merrin still won this match. Panette came out seeming to help Amon, it looked like it at the very least. But now I feel like I'm worried for Panette as well. Because from what I saw, that was treason. Treason for a woman she calls her friend. Once called her friend, maybe calls her friend again. Man, we got a lot to digest, dude. We got a whole lot to digest. Yes, oh my gosh, under my face it says Panette and Amon are now enemies. I don't like that for Panette, but we will go on. We will proceed. It was yeah, I've never seen anybody do that before. Panette walked out saying, "This is between you and me," and then attacks Amon. Maybe what happened this past Friday woke Panette up. I don't know, but we're about to, I don't know what we're gonna see next week. I'm concerned for both of them at this point, but I digress. What does Amon do to somebody who turns on him? I might need to tell security to watch out for, and this sounds crazy, to keep tabs on Panette. Tabs on Panette. I don't know how well that's gonna do, considering they have the End who can teleport, but let's talk about everything that went on, what transpired. Marceline versus Gwen won by countout again. Once again, in a triple threat tag team match, they're not going to be able to do that, and I will talk to my general manager, but that is certainly going to be an elimination match. It will be elimination. Yor versus Charlotte was, they went a little crazy, not for nothing. Splendid versus Waluigi. Splendid, of course, gets the victory. That's God's perfect rough. And lastly, Kanji earns his shot at Brawloween's Masquerade Brawl, and potentially at Mondo at Brawloween. We'll see how it all plays out. That being said, hey, what a rebellion. We do have to look at our news because some things happen. The crowd witnessed a shocking betrayal between allies. Panette entered the ring to stack the numbers with Amon in their no DQ match. I didn't think it was no DQ, but apparently Clyde said okay. But instead knocked them out with a clubbing blow from behind. Wild. Gwen injured after that match. Charlotte overcame a devious and underhanded plan of Yor and Kafka to win the match. Despite the referee getting knocked down and a steel chair being introduced into the match, while the official was down, there was no doubt two superstars intended to use that chair after the match, but Charlotte saved herself from the unfortunate situation and foiled her rival's intentions. Yor suffered an injury during that match, and Waluigi also suffered an injury during that match. Waluigi being injured going to Brawloween is something to take note of, to be honest. That is our show. The roster, the power rankings rather, have not changed, and that is Rebellion. We will be back next week with another qualifying match. We'll probably have a couple, you know, a couple other matches, and I don't know what our main event's going to be yet. But I do fear for Panette, and I fear for a lot of things. This Amon situation, it feels, okay. It feels like for the first time with Amon, things are really not going his way. And in general, that feels great for me. And I think it feels great for a lot of us, but it does have me worry a little bit. Because when a predator has its back against the wall, you don't know what it's going to be. And that's what scares me the most, I think. Until next time. I'm taking off. This has been Rebellion. Be sure, once again, and I'll actually wait a little bit, I'll do these last couple of things one more time. Be sure, because the song just ended and I want to be like, you know, we'll end on the chorus coming in or something. Be sure, in the description and probably in the pinned comment, yes, because this week is, I'll be here. I won't be here the next week. In the pinned comment, go ahead and make sure that you enter your OCs for OC Revolution November. It's Rumble time, baby. Make sure to go through and also vote in that poll. So get voting. Who will be fighting for the United World Championship in a triple threat match come Brawloween. Still got AV Mania on the mind because it was a fantastic AV Mania, but it feels like, especially with all of the fights that we've been seeing, we're gonna have a kick but Brawloween. So be there for it, be there for the AWE, and be there as the stars go black. Thank you for watching.